As Steve said, my partner Ella, unfortunately, she broke her back playing nightmare rugby. I've never heard of the sport, but I'm sure you'll agree it seems that the name fits. And Power's very much in the poem, so although she's not here tonight, you'll hear from her regardless. This is Metis. Ella pulled out an hourglass. The surface of the table was pinched, black, choppy, sharp. My glass was full, hers was drained completely. It was an hourglass large enough to demand both hands. She held it with one, her right, offered it to me. Receiving it, I stood for a moment, holding the hourglass on the top of my chest with knitted fingers, as if I had accepted an award. Ella seemed to be rolling a bitter seed between her lips. She smacked her tongue on the roof of her mouth, said, "What do you know about motherhood?" I raised my eyes to inspect the light, a large ashtray on the ceiling with a dust of fly bodies inside its glass middle. When I looked back at Ella, I realised I was a bobblehead, trying to balance stacked weighty hair with a lax neck. Ella was teeming with gloom. I placed myself measuredly on my chair, leaned back, crossed a leg over a knee, scrawled at the stubble on my jowls. "Well," I coughed, "I know me mum." Ella closed her eyes. Her lidded coppers wiggled, itching to scratch the latex skin off my crown. "What's her name?" "Donna." "And what do you call her?" "Mum." "Why?" I looked down at the hourglass as I shook the sand around in circles, which reminded me of pushing wooden shapes painted in primary colours across spiral tracks in the waiting area of the bank. "Because she's my mum." Ella's eyes peeled and rolled so hard I shit myself because I thought she'd suddenly died. She gazed from her seat, unbound the hourglass from my fingers and stood it on the far side of the table. She pointed wearily at it as she glumped back into her chair. "What's this?" When I spoke, it was throwing a stone, asking for a splash, but heard instead the crack of rock on the wrong side of the river. "It's an hourglass." She flipped it. The sand began to flow. "How about now?" "An hourglass." The sand falling sounded like a bath filling. Ella waited. "And what is it now?" I laughed. It's still an hourglass." Ella folded her arms on the table, rested her temple on her bicep, and watched the sand stream. She spoke quietly. "I had a dream about my mother walking home while she was pregnant with me. A fat green sun fizzed and stirred a lime ambrosial sky that was stippled with chilly blue hot air balloons. A carmine rocket snuck up over her head and popped. Huge, fucked up fireworks punctured the bellies of the balloons. Baskets bombed and smashed like nests. My mother bunched herself tightly into a knot, grew wings and flew above the violence. Heaven filled with the holy hum of electric ghosts. Clouds of mothers with children in utero swarmed in a chorus of thunder. From the brain we conducted vitality across the synapses of the world. From the brain we poured down hard, bursting the banks of brackish rivers, cleaning clotted veins, shot blasting the plaque of Gaia's mind. From the brain, together we reigned. I woke up feeling galvanized, wrought, symmetrical, reinforced, protean and strong. Ella sat up and stretched. I didn't understand. So what's this? I asked, nodding at the hourglass as it passed its final motes of blood. Motherhood? The mother? Or the mothered? Don't be so fucking stupid, Thomas. She reached over, lifted me glass with a finger and thumb, necked me drink in three. Use your eyes. It's an hourglass.